Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, January 10th, and I plan on doing some reading this weekend, of course. So I thought I would just turn on the camera and turn this into a weekend reading vlog. I definitely have solidified plans for this weekend for my reading, so I thought, oh, what better time to do a reading vlog. So I'm currently in the middle of 2 books, and then I kind of want to tackle a series. So the first book that I have already started is After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is my reread of my favorite book of 2019. Love Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book is like heartbreaking but hopeful at the same time. I actually read this on like after the ball fell and we went to bed a little bit after that. This was the first book that I started reading in the new year, just because I was like nostalgic for it, and then I put it down for a while to work on another video, and now I jumped back into it. But it's gonna be my first reread of it, but I'm currently on page 66. And it's just getting to the part where they're working up to spending the year apart. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a while since I've read it, about 6 months, I'll say. I'm not sure exactly, but I have some dog-eared pages in here, and yeah, I'm just wondering like what I'll come across and stuff. So yeah, anyway, reading that, so I'm hoping to finish this weekend. I also am reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the illustrated edition. I got the 4th Goblet of Fire for Christmas, and I decided that I'm gonna try to read all of the Harry Potters this year. So the ones that I have the illustrated edition of, 1 through 4, I'm gonna read them in this illustrated edition and then hop over to the books. I stayed home yesterday and I was in bed pretty much all day. So I finished up the book that I was reading, and then I jumped into this one, and I am about 25% into this one. I'm on page 90. Look, slugs. So I am really enjoying this, and I just think it's like so, like, I just love it so much. But look, this is so sad just to see. Look. But anyway, so those are the 2 books that I'm already kind of currently reading. Sorry about that, I had to change my battery. If you're following me on Instagram, you will see that I got Come Tumbling Down by Shauna McGuire. This recently released, I think on the 8th, maybe, and I'm so excited that I have a copy. But I also have not read In an Absent Dream, which was the book right before it. So I'm planning to do a reread of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd book, and then continue in the 4th and the 5th. So the first one is Every Heart a Doorway. Then we have Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and then we have Beneath the Sugar Sky. All of these will be rereads, and of these 3, this one is my absolute favorite. So yeah, so I'm gonna reread these, and then I will jump into In an Absent Dream, which is probably my favorite cover of all of them so far. Yeah, love that cover, love the colors. I think that's what it is. And then I will jump into Come Tumbling Down. So these are fairly short books, so my main priority is obviously the books that I've already started, but I think I should be able to knock those out. And I'm gonna try to like read as much of this as I can. Whatever I don't end up reading this weekend, I'll just like continue on. The thing that I said that I wanted to do in 2020 was reread some of my favorite books. So definitely these count, and these will count as well, especially this middle book. So yeah, that will be like 5 rereads. So I have my coffee. I'm gonna change in my comfy clothes. I'm probably gonna just like chill out and do some reading. So yeah, I'm probably gonna read a couple chapters of this, maybe get to like the 100-page mark. The only other plans I have, tomorrow morning we're going to see my mother-in-law, and other than that, I don't think we have any massive plans. But I'll just bring you along with me on everything I plan to do this weekend. We do have all of our stuff over there, all those boxes, that's all of our Christmas stuff. So I'm hoping that my husband will take care of that. We also finished this puzzle last night. It's a 300-piece puzzle that we finished. So I would love to go to Michael's and get a frame for it and frame it. If we're able to go to Michael's and get a frame for that, we'll move on to another puzzle. And I have 2 different puzzles like to choose from. So we have this 500 piece. They're both 500, I think. Yeah, they're both 500. So we have this one that's like this lake scene. What's it called? Loon Lake. So it's this lake with these loons right down here. So I think this is really pretty, and it should be challenging because of like the water and the sky and the trees and stuff like that. So that will be challenging, but I think it will be a really pretty puzzle when it's all put together. And then we also got this one, which I think will actually be quite easy to put together, even though it's 500 pieces. It's this like old-timey country store. That's really my plans for the weekend. Reading, mother-in-law's house, Michael's, maybe make some cookies. I never made cookies around Christmas, but I got like 4 different kinds of cookie mix. So maybe I'll make some cookies later tonight. So I'll probably ask my husband which ones he wants me to make, but we have 4 different options here. We have these 3 are from Trader Joe's. It came in this like tin and everything. And then I just have this bag of Betty Crocker chocolate chip cookie mix. So there's that. And I have toffee oat cookie mix and cinnamon doodle cookie mix and triple chocolate. Let's see what he wants. Okay, so we have chocolate chip, and we have toffee oat, cinnadoodle, and triple chocolate.
Cinnadoodle.
Okay, and if you have a second choice, so cinnadoodle ones, okay. Hold on, and then
choice number 2,
chocolate chip or
toffee oat.
Toffee oat, okay. Those are his 2 choices.
Are you recording me?
Yeah. He chose, you heard him, the toffee oat and the cinnadoodle cookie mix. So those are the ones that we're gonna go for. Okay, my room is a disaster. Don't judge me. Yeah. I have clean clothes I need to put up before I can even think about laying on my bed to read. So we're gonna put up some clean clothes. I have this pretty dress from Old Navy. Sweatshirt from the brand Every by Kohl's. It has these really cute sleeves that kind of like do this little pop thing. Workout leggings. These are my colorful koala. You can hardly see, but they're camo. They're like this black and gray camo. So these are my workout leggings. These old washcloths that are like tattered to shreds, I actually don't use these as washcloths. These are actually, we use these instead of paper towels. So I roll these up and I'll show you how we store them. So if you're looking for like an eco tip, if you have old washcloths, buy yourself a set of new washcloths and keep those like in your bathroom or your linen closet. And then your old ratty ones, you can get a jar like this, and we just keep all of these in here. So they're like napkins, paper towels, rags to like wipe the counters and stuff in the kitchen, if there's any spills or anything like that. So we just have this whole little jar thing. here of those. So a little eco tip for you. Okay, I think we're ready to read. The last thing I want to do, I just washed my hands. I want to lotion up my hands. I always put a little bit on my knees because I always do too much, but put a little lotion on my hand. I got my comfy clothes, just this long sleeve shirt and those shorts I showed you. Put my rings back on and grab my coffee, and my bed is kind of set up over here. My nightstand is set up over here. So I just have my little light, my water bottle, coffee, lots of chapstick, more hand lotion, and my bed is set up. So I have this blanket on, which is like this heater blanket, and then this is my blankie, my books, my pillows. I'm all set. So even though I don't need my heater blanket, I'm gonna put it on too because I just like the warmth, and I also need to clean the dust off of these lights. All right, done. Just got to part 2, November Rain. So it's only page 73, so not quite 100 pages, but I think this is a good place to stop. Okay, so I'm gonna stick my bookmark in there, and then I'm gonna move on to this guy. Look at Charlie. It's a cute girl, aren't you? You're precious little baby. Yes, you are. Look at her tail. Are you the goodest girl? I thought I would update you guys. Let's see, I made the Cinnadoodle, like the Snickerdoodle cookies, really yummy. I just popped in a frozen pizza for dinner. Simple, easy, quick Friday night plans. So I did that for dinner. We ate, and I did some dishes. And now I'm about to jump back into Harry Potter. I am currently, let's see where I am. A little bit further. I am currently on page 114. Good morning, friends. It is Saturday morning. It is 9:59 a.m. so 10 a.m. in the morning, and I thought I would just update you with where I am with my reading. I was working on 2 books last night, After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I got to that part 2 part, and I never picked it up again, but I made pretty good progress in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I am currently here. I am on page 212, so I should be able to finish this off fairly quickly, and then I'll probably go ahead and start Every Heart a Doorway and kind of, you know, go back and forth. Wow, I'm really bending this book up. I'll go back and forth between these two, but right now I'm fixing to head over to my mother-in-law's house. My husband's gonna take down her Christmas stuff. We're gonna go to lunch, and hopefully we can come back because I started feeling pretty crappy last night, so I'm not feeling the best. So all I really want to do is curl up in bed and read, but I am quite hungry as well, so it's gonna work out. It's gonna be great. So I'll check in with you guys later. Hi friends, it's 2:10 p.m. We just got home from my mother-in-law's house. I'm currently working on taking out the backing of this frame for our puzzle. We picked up a cool few treasures for my mother-in-law's house. I got this old Canon point and shoot camera. It does not do film, it only does pictures, but it is a digital camera. Let me show you real quick. So I was thinking of a little project I could do with this is do a picture a day for however many days. But it's this Canon PowerShot Glyph 100. This camera right here. And it has a little screen that does not flip, but it's just for photos. And I also got the little battery charger thing. So I got that, and it also has a memory card in it. So that's good. And then over here, this black thing right here, we got a whole bunch of old artwork and stuff. So some is like prints, and some are ripped out of old magazines, and they're so vintage and so cute. And some of them, one is like a silhouette of my husband's head when he was a kid. One is like a thing that he won an award on, like an art project or whatever. So maybe when I'm going through that later, I'll show you some things in there. But right now I'm just loosening the back of this so I can see. I think I got it all done. Yeah, I'm just going to take out this back part and put this puzzle in there, and so we can start working on our next puzzle. So anyway, I haven't done any reading, obviously. We just got home, and I'm gonna probably transfer this and probably take a nap. So I'll probably read before my nap, but probably not too much. But I just thought I would check in and let you know the update. Don't look at me. I just woke up. It's 5 p.m. so I did take a little bit of a nap. It was much needed, but I did read some before I went to sleep. I am currently on page 116, so I read about 50 pages before I went to sleep. I also don't know if I showed you, but if you look over there, I did frame my puzzle. It's hard to see because of the window and all of that. Sorry, refocus on my face. I took off all of my makeup because I'm breaking out really bad because it's that time of the month. But I also wanted to show you some of this artwork. I'm not going to show you everything because it actually has quite a bit in it. This one is so cool. So it's this great red, black, and gold print. Or like tan. Oh, I'm about to sneeze because it's so dusty. It's a little messed up, like on the end here. And it's got some spotting and some staining. It's a little dusty, but I love this thing. Also, this lot of Japanese prints that are quite beautiful. There's this one and this one, which I think is very fitting. It's a snowy scene with this little hair down here, and then there's this spring one. It's quite beautiful, and I guess this is fall. And these are really gorgeous, actually. There's a couple of prints like this that are really nice. There's this one. These are actually paintings. So, it's actually like painted, you can tell. So, I don't know much about these. This of my husband, and you can just tell how nasty and dirty this stuff is, but I love it. I don't know which magazine it came out of, but I love this one. It's a cigarette ad, but oh my gosh, is it fabulous. And then it just so happens on the back there is a article called Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex, but Were Afraid to Ask. And it goes into a little bit of that. And then also there's this, which is also quite beautiful. So anyway, last thing I'll show you, because it was the first thing I saw when we opened it up. I thought that was super cool. It's the update with reading, the artwork. It's about 5:06 now, so I've been talking for 6 minutes. I'm gonna go show my husband this map really quick because our neighbor is actually from Japan. Good evening, I'm here with an update. Obviously, I have a face mask on to help me with some breakouts, some menstrual, you know, breakouts and stuff. I'm about to wash this off after this update, but I just finished Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I have to say I'm leaving all of the Harry Potter books unrated, but I am enjoying my experience of reading them, and I did enjoy it, but it's definitely my least favorite Harry Potter story of the ones that I've read and of all the movies. I just think it's the most kind of dull, but we do get a lot of information and stuff like that in the series. So I'm finished with this, leaving it unrated. Next up, I'm going to jump into Every Heart a Doorway, and I'll also be reading this, so I'll be dividing my time between these two. And I'm going to wash my face mask off now, and I'll check in with you guys in the morning. Good morning, friends. It is Sunday morning. It is 7:11 in the morning, and it is so dark and overcast outside that when I woke up, I thought it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. It's so dark. It's raining, but it's also warm, so it's that weird weather situation. Okay, so book update time. So I don't believe I read any more of After I Do. I'm currently on page 117 of that, and I started Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire, and I was so tired last night that I did not finish it, which is so embarrassing. But I am on page 148, 149, and it's only 169 pages. So I totally could have finished it if I pushed myself through, but I was like, why? Why am I pushing myself through? I feel like crap, my throat hurts so bad, and I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. And I can quickly finish up the last 20 pages this morning and move on into the second book, which is my favorite so far in the series of the ones that I've read. And I'll probably read some of this tonight or later on. I want to try to make my way through some of these during the day. So those are the plans. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's great. It's been a while since I've read it, so I'm like remembering things now about certain characters, and yeah, it's just It's such a cool book, but in this one, you don't get to go to any of the magical lands. You're just following Nancy as she is admitted to the Eleanor School for Wayward Children, and it's basically one of 2 homes in North America that children are sent to when they've been to these magical worlds, and they come back and, you know, they try to say like, I want to go back there, and their parents think they're crazy, and, you know, they've been kidnapped or something, and they have PTSD or whatever. But they end up either going there if they wanted or if they wish to get back to their world. And then there's another school, I don't know if it was in Maine or something like that, that if you were fine being back, you didn't want to go back to your world. So yeah, so you follow this like a couple people at the school, mainly like Nancy and Sumi and Jack and Jill and Christopher and Cade. Okay, so the main storyline, other than following these people at this home, is that 2 people have turned up like dead. One person's hands were taken off and another person's eyes were taken out, and they're trying to find out like who's doing it, why are they doing it, and so forth. So there's that. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you is when I was compiling my most anticipated releases of 2019, I put on that list I Killed Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick, and I've never read anything by her before. So I went onto her website and I was looking at her other books and so forth, and I found out that she wrote some like poetry, and she had a couple of chapbooks, and they were limited print. There was a limited quantity printed, and you couldn't buy them out and about in the world anymore, but she still had a few copies that if you wanted to buy directly from her. So I reached out to her and I asked her how much, and we corresponded back and forth through email. And basically I bought 2 of her chapbooks from 2013, and I just wanted to show them because I received them in the mail yesterday, and I plan on reading and talking to you about these in a video. I already started reading some of it last night because I received them, but yeah, the author herself sent it to me, so that was really cool. And then inside she sent me 2 bookmarks as well, See All the Stars and All Eyes on Us. And yeah, it just kind of makes me want to like go back and like read her other works before her new book comes out. But anyway, if you want to follow her on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, or her website, this is the info for that. And let's go ahead and get on to the books. So the first one, I don't know which one to show first. I guess I'll show this one. It's Kill Your Darlings, Clementine. And this is like a little like dusk jacket for the chapbook. So if you actually take that off, it looks like this. And inside is the little book. I loved this simple cover. But anyway, so it's like bound and stuff like that. So really cool. And she personalized it. So in this one it says, to Gwen in a cavern in a canyon. And I don't quite know what that means yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And so yeah, so I got that. And then in the back it has that it was printed in an edition of 100, out of which this copy is number 72. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one. This is the one that I started reading and I was like, oh, this one is really different. Next one is Echo Echo Light, and this one was actually printed. There's this white edition or this vanilla edition, and there's also a black edition that's the same thing. It's just the cover's different. So again, it's like bound and stuff like that. And she signed it right here for me. And this one is really cool because, oh, this one is 84 of 150. You can see that right down here. But this one, I like the titles and stuff like that because it's after like moons like lunar eclipse and then harvest moon, and there's other ones like Terminator, Sea of Shadows, Ocean of Storms, Marsh of Rot, Lake of Forgetfulness. But then there's full moon, waxing gibbous moon, things like that, new moon, black moon, dark moon. So yeah, so I am excited about these, and like I said, I do plan on doing a full dedicated video to both of these, like after I read them and so forth, so stay tuned for that. But I just thought that was really amazing that they came as quickly as they did, so I appreciate that. Hey guys, I just finished reading Every Hearted Doorway, and 5 out of 5 stars. So good. Like the premise, how can someone think this up, is just like amazing. And I'm so glad that this is just like one in a series, because you just want to visit all of the worlds that they talk about in this book. And it's crazy that this is like 169 pages and it could just stand on its own. If you haven't read this series, I highly recommend it. It's great, it's wonderful. You'll like different worlds more than others. Next up, I'm moving to Down Among the Sticks and Bones, which is one of my favorite books so far in the series. But if I had to rate like the first 3 that I've read before, it would definitely be Down Among the Sticks and Bones, Every Hearted Doorway, and Beneath the Sugar Sky. Beneath the Sugar Sky, what I remember of it is that it skips around. It doesn't spend like too much in this confection land. It kind of jumps around into different lands, and I wish it would have just concentrated more on that land. It's 8:45 in the morning and I'm making toffee oat cookies. I mixed up the dough, formed the balls, putting it in the oven. Yes, I'm a crazy person making cookies at 8:45 in the morning, but I'm also getting hungry for breakfast. So I think I'm gonna make some eggs, like my egg bagel situation. So I'm gonna do that. I've already read 40 pages of Down Among the Sticks and Bones. I also need to log it on Goodreads and rate Every Hearted Doorway, and then I'll eat breakfast and then jump back into my book. Please forgive me, I'm here with an update. I'm feeling like crap. The post-nasal drip is like, but also it's 1:48 p.m. I made cookies, I had breakfast, I read, we watched a couple shows, I went to Subway, I did some things around the house, I took a shower. I don't know, the day's kind of a blur. Don't remember if I updated you, but I did finish Every Heart a Doorway. The ending, I kind of forgot the ending, but it was really good. I liked it. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. I do think I talked to you guys about that. So anyway, then I moved on to Down Among the Sticks and Bones, the second one in the Wayward Children series, and I'm rating this 5 out of 5 stars. Really well. It's set in the moors where 2 characters from the first story go, and yeah, it tells a little bit before their time, like basically from like pre-birth to like 5 years old, and then it goes to like they're 12 years old, and then they go to their magical world, and then they're out of their magical world, and then actually their story kind of continued in the first book. You see what happens next, so it's kind of interesting how the stories like weave themselves together. Now I am moving on to Beneath the Sugar Sky, which I actually read for the very first time in March of 2019, so it hasn't been that long, less than a year, and I'm going to be rereading it. Haven't started it yet, but I do remember this like not being my favorite, just because like I said before, it kind of jumps around different worlds. But this one is really cool because I kind of forgot the significance, about the significance of some characters and stuff like that. So this will be really interesting to kind of jump into and, you know, enjoy now that everything's more fresh in my mind. yeah, I'm battling this postnasal drip. I'm battling the Sunday scaries, and yeah, so anyway, so I do plan to read this and possibly continue on. I guess we'll see at the end of the month what happens. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this reading vlog up here, just because my health is rapidly declining and I just don't want to like force myself to like not update you guys when I started this whole journey. But I wanted to say, despite this crazy, wacky, crappy ending, I did have a really good reading weekend. I managed to finish Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which I left unrated. I read 120 pages of After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I will also be continuing to read throughout the month of January. And I read the first 2 books in the Wayward Children series, which I also rated 5 stars. So yeah, really good reading month so far, especially with these books, doing lots of rereads. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining me. Oh, it's coming on again. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.